This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Fiscally responsible financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds.
Visit progressive.com to see if you could save.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Hey, true crime fans. Tired of ads interrupting your gripping investigations? Good news. With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. After all, ads shouldn't be the scariest thing about true crime. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free true crime. That's amazon.com/ad-free true crime to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to extend a personal invitation for you to join me and a bunch of other really cool indie podcasters in the beautiful Berkshires for the Berkshire Podcast Festival. This is going on the weekend of October 18th through 20th. It's going to be like this really intimate podcasting event with live shows, panels, meet and greet, studio tours, special sessions. It's going to be really cool. So here's a little taste of the lineup. We've got True Crime Bullshit, Generation Y, Crime Lines, JV Club, The Karen and Ellen Letters, Truth and Justice, Murder, She Told, The Trail Went Cold, and a bunch more. I'm also going to be doing a live show with Alvin from Affirmative Murder on Saturday night. That's going to be really fun. This festival is also raising funds for the Northern Berkshire Community Coalition and DNA Solves, so your dollars are going to some good stuff. In addition to the event itself, I'm super jazzed to get up to this part of the country, especially because it is going to be prime leaf peeping season, people. Berkshire County is in western Massachusetts. They've got a really cool art scene, lots of excellent farm to table dining. I'm personally excited to do some antiquing with my mom because my mom's coming, and just get some solid nature time in. It's going to be a really fun weekend together, and I hope that you can join us. If you don't have tickets yet, you can use code FALLINTOTHESOUND to get 20% off. And so to buy those tickets, to see who's coming, to see the lineup, and learn more about the Berkshires, go to BerkshirePodcastFestival.com, and we'll see you in October.
Gossip at the Corpse Cart contains graphic and explicit content that may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, and welcome back to Gossip at the Corpse Cart.
Ooh, yes, indeed.
Amanda and I talk about shit you might have already seen on the internet the last month.
Mm-hmm. And sent us, and
confessed to us, and all that good stuff. And today we have the honor of welcoming our special guest.
Well, who are you?
Oh, I'm Lucy.
And I'm Amanda. Now who's our special guest? We're more important. We're first.
All right, please give a round of applause to Xandy from Beach to Sandy, Water to Wet.
Oh my gosh, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I was not expecting that.
It's a packed house here at the
Wine
and Crime studio.
I wasn't nervous. Now I am.
Yeah. Oh, didn't you know this is in front of a live audience?
I had no idea.
Them.
It's
they
thousands.
just very abruptly stopped clapping. It was so weird.
They're well trained.
We had to mute them, yeah.
We had to mute them.
Oh, that's what it is. That makes sense.
Xandy, I can never pronounce your last name correctly.
Schiefer?
Schiefer.
Yeah. I would say Schiefer.
Schiefer.
Anyway.
Claudia Schiffer.
When an I and E go walking, the second one does the talking.
Oh, wow.
It's something I learned in German class when I was in high school, and it's not only true for German words.
Go walking.
The second one
does the talking.
So it's I-E, so it's E.
Schiefer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus, that's so German.
Ich habe eine Klaubfuß.
How's that going?
Guten Tag.
She falls a lot.
I fall a lot.
Yeah, that would happen.
Thank you so much for joining us today. This is a real treat.
It is a real treat. We've never had the pleasure
No, this is a joy. I'm thrilled. I'm excited to be here. I am so ready. Not really, but that's what makes me ready, is that I'm not ready. So it's going to be fun, you know?
I think
it's
ready
gonna
through
be-
your COVID.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have COVID, by the way. I don't always sound like this, everybody.
I think it's kind of working.
Yeah, I was
going
gonna
to
say, if it's working for you, I'm sorry,
like it.
but I can probably do this more often if the people want. But
I think you are uniquely qualified to read the Coven Confessions today, because for listeners who may not be familiar with your work, you co-host a podcast with your sister,
I do.
Christine Schiefer,
nice.
called Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet, where you read reviews,
So
specifically bizarre, often not very flattering reviews.
We try, the shittiest ones we can find usually. Yeah,
And these Coven Confessions are kind of like people's own shitty reviews of their own behaviors.
perfect. Perfect. So after this segment, I'll be like, oh, great. We'll take this as our own.
Yep,
Going
please do.
forward. So that's great. I can't
We're
wait.
certainly not the first to read anonymous listener messages. I mean, so I think that's an up for grabs content tactic.
Maybe.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We did not trademark that.
To be honest, I'm here for research purposes and kind of like a spy mission, really. Might
It's
as well
like
just say it, 'cause
anthropological.
You can't get rid of me now. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's really
You're
that makes it sound
studying
so much more important than
the missing links.
what I'm doing.
Listen,
but yes.
we are incredibly important.
Oh,
okay?
you are.
We
Yes,
are.
don't
We
get
are
me wrong.
essential. All of us. We are essential workers.
Me too.
This podcast is
Podcasters usually are. Yeah.
so important, so powerful.
Yeah.
So we're glad you can be part of it.
With the dock workers on strike, as we record, God only knows what fresh hell is coming tomorrow.
You know what? Yeah, and more power to them. Solidarity.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
People deserve a living wage and much, much more. So, and I mean, for folks who might be interested in getting like an inside perspective on that, I think Alvin from And That's Why We Drink, who's
Alvin's
in
a
that industry.
longshoreman.
Yeah, he just did a live that he posted to his Instagram at Affirmative Murder, kind of talking about the strike. I think he also talked about some of the more updated info on the Diddy scandal. So that's a great, not to, follow Xandy for sure. But this just reminded me, also follow.
I don't talk about those things though.
No, also follow
No one
Alvin.
needs to hear that from me.
Are you not a longshoreman?
I am
What?
not.
What are you doing here?
I
This is our special longshoreman episode.
Yeah,
shit.
we fucked
Okay.
up.
Well, it was fun.
Hey, I just hang up on
Thanks
him.
for hanging with us. We'll see you next month.
Hey, I got my name out there. I'm good. And people know how to pronounce it. The last name.
We've made great strides here today.
I got so much out of this.
When I and E go walking,
The
the
second,
second
does,
does
the
the
talking.
talking.
I'm gonna
But
remember that.
only in German.
I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life. And I'm doing Spanish on Duolingo. I might start German.
Ooh, fun.
Why the
Why don't
fuck
you start
not?
Italian?
Because I know I'm not gonna be able to learn enough to commit to Duolingo within 6 weeks.
I'm gonna get a
That's
translation
yeah,
book.
That's
Yeah, I'll just
6 weeks.
I'm gonna master some important ones like bathroom immediately.
Yeah.
Where am I? Where is the Taco Bell?
Stop
Where's the-
yelling at me.
Stop yelling at
no.
me. I'm
You're
sorry.
making me cry.
I'm sorry. That's a good one. That's important for me.
sorry.
That's a
Please
good
and
one.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad you have a game plan.
I do.
Shall we get going with this month's episode of Gossip at the Corpse Cart with
Let's
some
do it.
headlines from Amanda and our listeners who felt compelled to send them to Amanda?
Well, I know that as this episode comes out, we are halfway through October, but as we record this, we're only 2 days into October. And for those who may have this marked on their calendar, as I do, we are back in Feral Hog Month. October is Feral Hog Month. And so my first headline today is a celebration of what it really means to be a feral fucking hog. This is from The Independent, and it reads, boozy feral pig steals beer, gets drunk, and starts fight with a cow.
Yep.
Wow.
We are all a feral hog.
Everyone has a feral hog inside of them, and I hope that you can identify, all of our feral girlies can identify with this article today. which is not recent. It's from 2013, but I love it. And it got sent to me a couple of times and I had to read it. A booze-pilfering, drunken, feral pig has caused chaos by running amok at an Australian campsite and starting a fight with a cow. The belligerent porker went on a drunken bender after stealing and drinking 3 six-packs of beer that had been left out by campers at the De Grey River campsite in Port Hedland, Australia.
That's a shit ton of beer.
Yeah.
That is so much fucking beer. That's
But
3 loaves of bread.
Saying stolen, like,
Can an
as if
animal
this
really
hog
steal?
knew, like, it's in the hog's vicinity.
Yeah.
It belongs to the hog.
I agree with that. I don't think it's stealing when you're literally an animal and so you can't have like the intention of theft because you don't know the
Yeah.
concept. It's like, and when you're just, you're fucking hungry and capitalism has destroyed your life and you have no money. It's not stealing, it's survival for this pig and for all of us. I'm just going to say that.
Amen.
In the predictable series of events that followed, the animal went on to ransack rubbish bin bags to find some late night snacks before starting a fight with an innocent eyewitness cow.
Okay, that part's kind of sad.
All
Drink,
of this is
Eat,
tracking.
fight. That's Saturday night, baby.
That's
Well, when you
Australia.
get drunk.
That sounds like, man.
I'm ready.
Yeah, that's a casual Tuesday in Australia.
Casual Tuesday. Following the boorish rampage, the pig decided to swim out into the middle of a river before collapsing drunk under a tree and falling asleep. Got a little exercise in.
Nice. What a day.
I mean, this girl
Well-rounded.
is doing it all. You really can have it all, ladies. One camper named Merida recounted the tale to the ABC network. Quote, "It was in the middle of the night, and it was these people camping opposite us. They heard this crunching of the can, and they got their torch out and shone it on the pig, and there he was." I think it's a she, but there he was, scrunching away at their cans, their beer cans.
Scrunching away.
Then he went and raided their rubbish that they had sort of covered over, and the bin as well. And then there were some people camped right on the river, and they saw him running around their vehicle being chased by a cow. It was going around and around, and then it went to the river and swam across to the middle of the river. The people that were camped on the river went across and crept up on it, and it was hiding and sleeping under a big log right on the edge of the water.
Why are they pursuing it?
I know, right? Leave this
What are they
bitch
going to
alone.
get out of it? The
Yeah.
beer's gone.
Yeah, you can't get it back. You can't take it with you, people. It was sort of coming from there for a couple of days, but we didn't see it this morning or last night. So I guess they pursued it to kind of get eyes on it and they continued their camping trip, and they had like heard it in the vicinity of where they saw it pass out, and then it wandered off and they didn't see it again. So I don't think they really sunk too much effort into pursuit of the hog.
Well,
Like
that's good.
let me fucking live. Let her live.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
her live.
Which is
She's
smart,
camping,
though,
too.
because hogs are so scary. I mean, they're very. I didn't know this. Well, and then I had a friend in high school whose dad would go hog hunting, and I thought it was so weird. I still find it weird.
You went hogging?
They went to go kill some, and I was like, "That's such a strange thing." And then he told
From
the
a
story.
helicopter?
I don't know, probably not that, but
They do that in Texas.
because they had to run up a tree and escape. It was they almost got eaten, and
The hog
These
or the people?
motherfuckers
the
will
people
fuck you up.
the people had to escape in a tree. And
I don't think hogs are running up trees.
no, that's why they. Yeah,
I'm not putting anything past hogs.
You're right.
maybe after
Never
a few
put-
bears. I don't know.
Never underestimate the hogs.
That's how to get away from hogs, is to just quick get them drunk.
Yeah, they love a good beer.
Hog hunts should always, carry your 6-pack of natty ice, whatever hogs like, something cheap. And you can lure them with an open beer can, apparently. They'll drink 3 fucking packs of it.
They'll scrunch it.
They'll scrunch.
My next headline was also sent to me a lot, and I just really identified with this creature. And I love animal stories. So this is from Metro News, and the article headline reads, "Blind bisexual goose stuck in love triangle with 2 swans dies aged 40.
What the fuck? I can't
That's
decide
suspicious.
what's the most shocking part of that headline.
Yeah.
I also want to look into this death. This sounds like a suspicious death.
40.
Okay, 40 does seem pretty old.
They're too scary to live that long.
I know.
Agreed.
Thomas from Waikene, New Zealand, fell in love with a black swan named Henry and went on to spend the next 24 years with him.
Thomas is the goose. Yes?
Thomas is the goose. Henry is one of the swans. But things got messy when a young female swan called Henrietta swooped in and stole Henry's heart.
Oh, Jesus.
So swan coming after swan, leaving Thomas out in the dust.
I hope
Yeah.
these two were named before this incident.
I would like
It
to
would be
think that
so
they were.
wild. Henry and Henrietta yeah.
Thomas quickly became the third wheel, but instead of moving on, he decided to help the new couple raise their 68 cygnets over the next 6 years.
Cygnets.
Cygnets!
Oh, my God.
His complicated relationship made him a local celebrity, with many birdwatchers spending hours watching his love life unfold. I love this because bisexual erasure is a rampant problem in society. It clearly shows up in nature.
It is natural. It is. It's just yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I'm adding this picture of, I don't know if it's Henrietta or Henry, but Thomas is with one of the swans and all the babies are following Thomas and whichever lover that one is. I just added
my
it to the
God.
drive for you guys to see. It's so fucking cute. They're the cutest couple. Like, Thomas looks so proud of his blended family. I'm obsessed.
He's just a perfect little white goose with little orange beak and legs.
Oh, yeah. And these black swans are fucking cool. They have like blood red beaks.
Yeah.
They're stunning.
That's too scary for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It
I
kinda
like it.
scares me.
But Thomas's happiness came to an end when Henry died in 2009 and Henrietta flew off with another swan, leaving Thomas all alone.
Oh, no.
He eventually went on to father his own babies, but they were then stolen by another goose called George. His trauma.
What the
This is
fuck?
insane.
Trauma?
Wait, how does
Goose
this,
trauma?
How does this happen? Is this
Nature?
still nature? It feels.
And who's tracking all of this?
Yes.
I mean, I think that they were part of a wildlife rehab, and that's why we have all of this information.
I'd like to think it was just some random person who named all these animals and
I mean, it
just
could have been.
Josh
went to the
Hallmark.
park every day.
It is Josh Hallmark.
In
There's
his backyard.
definitely a photo in this article of like just a bunch of old people in a yard, like watching this goose with like an animal carrier nearby. So this could have just been neighborhood legend until he went to, it looks like he went to Wellington Bird Rehabilitation Trust in 2013 as his health deteriorated. So yeah, maybe this was just
he
a
doesn't
neighborhood
trust
thing.
love anymore.
No.
That's
Thomas,
heartbreaking.
So sad.
Yep. The trust said, as well as making other blind bird friends to spend his days with, Thomas helped foster a couple of broods of cygnets along the way. He loved to be a dad.
Oh.
Oh my
That
god.
was for
forgot he was
nostalgic
blind.
reasons, and boy, did he do a good job. He lived for corn on the cob, and if it wasn't there when we put him back into his house at night, he was not happy. Why am I crying?
Same.
The organization, which looks after up to 400 birds a year, said Thomas proved there was life after sight for elderly fowl. Quote, you were
I
a
always
true...
wondered that. About...
that question has kept me awake many nights, and I'm so glad to have an answer.
Life after sight,
Sight
for elderly,
fowl. The Amanda Jacobson story.
No.
You were a true inspiration for the work we do and the things we are able to achieve for the animals in our care. He was such a special boy and a wonderful character. Thomas, our good friend, we miss you wholeheartedly, but may you rest in peace.
Oh my god.
Thomas will be buried next to Henry at the place they called home following a public ceremony later this month.
Oh my god.
Henrietta better have showed up for that.
No,
I swear
that
to God.
bitch.
That
get
bitch is
outta here.
gone.
At least for the kids. At least for the kids. Be there for the
She
kids.
is gone.
And the grandkids. The probably
grand
millions
cygnets.
at this point. Yeah, the grand cygnets.
Millions of
He had-
grandchildren.
He fostered 68
Yes,
first, like
minimum.
right to
In
start.
6 years with this couple, with this
Yeah,
throuple.
that was him getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a
This
foster
is just the
parent.
beginning.
Wild.
I feel like in that scenario, he was more of stepfather, and then he fostered after going to the sanctuary.
That makes a lot more sense.
He was committed to the next generation of geese and swans. I think it's really powerful.
He probably just taught them all how to be assholes.
Life
They're all still
after
assholes.
sight for elderly fowl. All right, I have two more for us. This next one really put me at ease because you know how scared I am of AI.
Yes.
Just like in general. And as somebody who does believe in some bits and pieces of simulation theory, this made me feel a little bit safer. This is from patch.com and says, Minnesota accent among most difficult for AI to understand, according to a survey. Oofta, if you're from Minnesota, Siri might have trouble understanding what exactly you're asking, a new survey says. You betcha, if you're a Minnesota native who's ever had the frustrating experience of having to ask Siri or Alexa the same question multiple times, there may be a reason for that, according to a new survey. The survey released by the online language learning platform guidetofluency.com talked to 3,000 Americans to find out how well artificial intelligence understands a variety of accents across the country.
This is fascinating.
Right? I never thought about this, but this
It
makes
a lot
total
of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Minnesota's accent is the 13th most misunderstood by AI platforms, according to the popular Chat GPT, including the popular
planet?
Chat GPT.
Yeah, is that like all language? Like all
all English language?
I think this might be, this survey might be just in the United States and its territories.
Like regional dialects.
Yes.
In the U.S. Huh.
Because I'm going to get to the list.
Newfoundland.
Oh, the list.
Yeah. I'm going to get to the list, and they're all United States or like U.S. territory or, spots.
Makes me feel a little better.
Navigating to Jersey Shore, or finding a good water ice spot can leave AI baffled. Common phrases like down the shore or local Tuesday weather forecasts often don't translate well. I love saying Tuesday.
They didn't translate to me well either, and I'm not even
You don't know
AI.
what Tuesday means? Well, no,
Tuesday?
it's Wednesday, but yesterday was Tuesday.
Is that what you were saying?
Oh, yeah. How'd you spend your Tuesday? Did you watch the debates?
I did. Unfortunately, I did.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, we're all going to hell in a handbasket.
I know.
But if you can catch on to this accent, maybe you can keep AI from infiltrating your mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
The Southern accent was the most misunderstood, according to the survey, followed closely by New York City. New York City. The below ranking shows the top 10 accents most misunderstood by AI. So the number one most misunderstood is Southern. Second is New York City. Third is New Jersey. Fourth is Texan. Fifth is Boston. Sixth is Appalachian. Seventh is Long Island. 8 is California Valley, specifically.
Oh.
9 is Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. 10 is New Orleans. 11 is Yooper from the UP, the Upper Peninsula. 12th is Cajun. 13th, Minnesotan.
12th is Cajun.
Yeah.
What a wild list.
I also wonder, though, the survey results, like what the sample sizes were, because most folks with a Cajun accent living in the United States, you're going to find in and around, New Orleans, the Mississippi,
New Orleans.
Louisiana. Yeah. So,
and I refuse to believe that it's 12th. Cajun accent, that's wild.
I don't know.
6 accents.
But it's a lot. Minnesotans, lucky number 13. Tennessean is 14th, and 15th is Hawaiian. According to the survey, these misunderstandings often have real-world implications. Quote, users with these accents may find AI less reliable for everyday tasks, leading to frustration and lack of trust in the technology. Improving AI's ability to understand diverse accents is crucial for making these tools more accessible and user-friendly.
Oh, yeah.
I personally am feeling a little bit of comfort that maybe my phone that's listening to me all the time would misunderstand if I just really ramped up my accent a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
should
I
try
like it. I like
I'm
it.
committed.
I think everyone around you would love that.
I'm sure they would. There's nothing obnoxious about this at all.
No.
Not going to get sick of it at all.
No, it's not already hurting my throat.
I didn't know what it felt like to stretch the roof of my mouth until now.
Yeah, for real. Okay, I've got one more because you know I love anything that involves a semi-truck full of anything.
Oh.
It's like, I don't know what
And we
it
do
is.
mean anything.
Anything. We've
Do you have
done,
a favorite thing?
Yes, I absolutely have a favorite thing. We did a GAC episode where
Sandy's like, oh God, why did I ask?
I'm
the headline,
kind of
one of the
cautiously
headlines
excited.
was about a semi-truck that crashed on some interstate and the cargo came out and the cargo was hundreds of thousands of severed vaginas.
Ceramic,
They were ceramic.
that
Each
makes me-
one
okay,
different.
ceramic. Oh, like mold?
like a mold.
Yes.
It was,
There was
an
like
art
for an art
installation.
installation.
Okay, good.
I know, right?
So there's like a
I was
drone
getting.
shot of this truck accident and just these
that's amazing.
pearl white, loose, single
Just the
severed
vulva.
vaginas, just vulvas,
The vulvas.
Thousands
vulvas
of
everywhere.
the vulvas.
all over the highway. It was fucking phenomenal. Like, was that the art exhibit? Because that's brilliant. As long as
Yeah.
nobody got hurt,
Yeah.
which they didn't. The accident didn't have any injuries.
What?
But like,
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, was
fucking
that the
amazing.
performance?
It was also a statement on traffic infrastructure, and
yes,
maybe
disrupting
some
the
sort
flow of goods.
Trafficking
look what
women.
happens. We need more
sex
trains. Oh,
trafficking.
that too, yeah.
Art
Whoa.
is so powerful, you guys.
It's powerful.
This was not an art installation, but a misguided, it's a robbery. And the question of what do you think you're going to be able to do with this is always what comes up for me when I read stories like this. So this is from NBC4 New York. Truck carrying over 500,000 shrimp stolen en route to a New Jersey Costco.
Oh no.
Why do you want this?
I'm glad to know where it was going. I would have been scared if I thought like Jimmy
to-
Buffett's Margaritaville. Like who needs that much shrimp?
Of
And then
course,
Costco's-
500,000 shrimp is going to Costco. Of
Yeah,
course.
that just kind of cleared that part up. So I don't feel too weird about that.
The
but-
thief was just like 6 manta rays in a trench coat. What do you mean?
Hand
What am I
over the
gonna?
goods.
What am I not gonna do with this?
Honestly, that would make so much sense. I don't know what this fucking person was thinking.
That's the only logical explanation. So
Yeah,
Truly.
like please tell me the reveal is that they are 6 manta rays in a trench coat. Because how are you gonna? I don't know. So this says just over 500,000 frozen shrimp worth more than $300,000 were stolen, along with the truck they were being transported in from a New Jersey industrial lot. Surveillance video shows the alleged thief drove off with the seafood cargo from the lot on Smalley Avenue in Middlesex during the late morning of September 5th, 2024. So this just happened. It was not immediately known if the thieves knew what they were stealing
I'm gonna guess,
or if it was a
not.
random choice.
oh my god.
I want to believe that they were like, the shrimp is arriving at this location at this time.
300 grand. That's a lot of money if they can turn it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
is that like what Costco was paying for it? What they were selling it for?
Yeah, was
I
that
don't
retail
know.
value?
What does stolen frozen shrimp go for on the
I'm
black
not
market?
sure
I
how-
imagine not much.
I would imagine it's the retail value of the shrimp, which would be the highest price of the shrimp, which would determine the overall value of the shrimp. That'd
so
be
they
my
would
guess.
probably get like $300. They'd probably have to pay someone to take it off their hands.
Yes.
You'd have to
They would-
launder
yeah.
the shrimp somehow.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to
Oh,
launder the
shrimp
shrimp, and
laundering.
that's
Yeah.
not cheap. Shrimp
That's
is
where
not,
Jimmy Buffett comes in.
Yep, that's where you're gonna want to buff it,
Yeah.
a buffer, if you will.
Oh, ho.
But I do feel bad because obviously this was extremely stupid and ill-advised. But these long-haul truckers, like this is their livelihood, and he stole their fucking truck.
I mean, the truck was probably worth more than the shrimp.
Precisely. So this guy said, quote, "It's only me and my truck. Now I don't have a job for a week. I've tried to make applications. I need to keep waiting," said the owner of the truck, who did not wish to be identified with the alleged thieves still at large. The shrimp were supposed to be delivered to a Costco store in Monroe Township, but never made it there. They were reported missing. Police are still trying to figure out how the thieves could even profit from the heist or how they could convince someone to buy $300,000 worth of shrimp on short notice because that shit's gonna go bad.
Yeah.
You've got a window, like even refrigerated trucks, unless they're like plugged in, can only maintain.
Yeah, they've got like a battery.
Exactly. So like, what the fuck are you gonna, you just took on so many complications in this theft that you are, I guarantee, not equipped to handle. There's no way. In total, the shrimp is believed to weigh close to 25,000 pounds, which is tough cargo to hide and very much at risk of spoiling and becoming worthless within days. Quote,
Yeah.
We can see everything. It's not like anything we see everything. It's not like anything surprises us, said Middlesex Police Detective Sergeant Sean Flanagan. It's part of it. We see weird crimes reported. Police said the truck thieves also opened 4 other trailers at the industrial lot in the first week of September, but didn't steal any of their contents. Instead,
they saw the
opting
shrimp.
to steal the shrimp truck.
We're like, this is the one.
This one. So as far as I know, these thieves may still remain at large. This article says anyone with information regarding the heist is asked to contact Middlesex Police in New Jersey. So if someone knows something,
This is officially a PSA.
If one of your buddies is suddenly like, "Do you need shrimp? I come over and eat all this shrimp. Look at all this shrimp I have," and you're in the Jersey area. I'm just saying you might want to start asking some tough questions.
I'm looking to move some shrimp.
If someone is looking to suddenly move a whole bunch of shrimp, this might be our guy.
Podcasting is so important. Look at what
we're
is
saving
happening
lives
right now.
Yeah.
We're raising
The
awareness.
Wine and Crime Gals plus Xandy are gonna fucking solve this shit.
Yeah.
Mark my words. I'm personally not going to put any additional effort into this other than what I just read. But if someone out there knows anything about this shrimp thief, don't call the cops. Call us so we can break the story. How
Let
about
me know
that?
first so I can take credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
We're throwing this one to Xandy. Thank you for all of the amazing headline submissions this month. And as always, if you come across a funny headline, funny police blatter, funny local news Facebook post, you can send that along to us. You can head to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com, and on our support page, you can contact us. And there's a drop-down menu for funny headlines, Coven Confessions, Corner, all the things that we offer here on Gossip at the Corpse Cart. And with that, should we take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors and then let Xandy take over with Coven Confessions?
I can't wait.
I'm ready.
Do it. Hello, Wine and Crime listeners. This episode is brought to you by Lola V, an award-winning hair care line founded by the ever fabulous, ever iconic Jennifer Aniston. Okay, the leaves are falling. The air is turning crisp. It's going to be dry. It's going to be cold. It's time to reassess your hair care routine. Do you ever wonder why your hair never seems to reach its full potential? It might be the weather, but it also might be hidden in your scalp. Little column A, column B. And for the one factor that we can control, Lola V's bioengineered a 2-in-1 game changer to clean and nourish your scalp. The new Exfoliate and Detox Scalp Shampoo combines the power of a scalp scrub and a clarifying shampoo featuring a unique blend of activated charcoal powder, bamboo extract, and gentle AHAs to get rid of all that gunk weighing down your hair, leaving your scalp clean and perfectly balanced. And let's not forget those vegetable ceramides and B vitamins. They're there to soothe irritation and reduce flaking. Plus, with ingredients like alfalfa sprouts and pea peptides, you're on track to thicker, fuller-looking hair. So if you love the science behind great hair care, Lola V's got you covered with their proprietary B Pro 3 Bond technology that ensures your locks are protected from damage. And the best part, this brilliance in a bottle is formulated for all hair types and textures, especially those dealing with dry, itchy scalps as the seasons change. And as a treat for you, for a limited time, you get an exclusive 15% off your entire order at lolav.com. Just use code GALS15 at checkout. And honestly, like we always say, if we're taking hair care advice, why listen to anyone besides Jen?
Iconic.
Yep.
Her locks are iconic. So we had our live show a couple weeks ago. And the theme was like fall, goth, punk, witchy. So I sprayed a bunch of darkening hair stuff in my hair,
Yep.
and it got messed up.
Yeah, it looked real cute, but your hair was in rough shape for a few days after that.
Yeah, so I was really excited to get home and use my Lola V in the bath and just wash it all out, and it was fantastic. I got all that gunk out of my hair, and I can't get over how good it smells. It's like a kind of gender neutral. It just smells really, really good.
Yeah.
So as Amanda was talking about the exfoliate and detox scalp shampoo, it's clinically proven to increase scalp hydration and hair volume, plus reduce the scalp flaking after just one use. That is crucial for the winter time. You can also use the precision nozzle to section off your hair and apply it like right to your scalp, because
You're a pro.
you're a pro. And I hate putting in scalp stuff that doesn't have a nozzle like that. It's like most of it's just going onto my hair,
Yup.
missing the point. As you massage it in, it transforms into a luxurious lather that invigorates the senses with a beautiful herbal citrus woody scent. I'm telling you, you're gonna love how it smells.
It smells so good.
It's perfect for your Sunday reset. Follow up with their intensive repair treatment for a truly transformative spa-like experience.
Check out all Lola V products at their website at lolav.com. As our loyal listeners, you'll get an exclusive 15% off your entire order when you use code GALS15 at checkout. That's 15% off your order at LOLAVIE.com with promo code GALS15, GALS15. Please note you can only use one promo code per order and discounts can't be combined. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Your hair will thank you. If you care about skincare, it's no secret that red light therapy can improve the appearance of your skin. However, most at-home options are ineffective and incredibly uncomfortable. And that's why iRestore developed their innovative brand new Illumina face mask. iRestore found that most at-home options do not have enough LEDs or emit enough power to see real results on your skin. Their powerful mask uses clinically proven technology with 360 medical-grade LEDs, 2 times more LEDs than most competitors. More LEDs means better, more even skin treatment. It's also the only mask in existence that can emit red light, infrared light, and blue light at the same time, allowing the Illumina to tackle anti-aging, acne, and inflammation all at once. Y'all, my hormonal acne has met her match, baby. Maybe the best part about iRestore's face mask is how comfortable it is. It's lightweight, it's breathable, it has adjustable straps and enhanced eye protection. It even has a portable battery pack so you can wear it on the go and multitask comfortably, like you can wear it while you're folding your laundry, babe. It's so comfortable and convenient that you'll forget that you look like a character out of a sci-fi movie. You do. You look a little kooky in it, but it's gonna have amazing results. With just 10-minute treatments 3 to 5 times a week, iRestore's Illumina face mask is clinically proven to reduce wrinkles, acne, sun damage, and blemishes on your skin. And for a limited time only, our listeners get 25% off their Illumina face mask when you use code GALS25 at iRestoreLaser.com. That's 25% off your Illumina face mask at iRestoreLaser.com with promo code GALS25.
Yeah, I taught sailing in my youth. I also sailed in my youth, and you're not wearing sunscreen when you're 15 years old. I can tell you that.
I didn't make that a consistent part of my skincare routine until like my late 20s, early 30s. I've done so much damage already.
Yep, and that kind of stuff doesn't show up until later. So it's like, oh, I didn't get sunburned. Yay. Oh, nope, 15 years, you're going to have weird little spots.
Yep.
And this mask is, like Amanda said, you do look like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's really fun.
And relaxing.
It's really relaxing. It is extraordinarily comfortable. And it's only 10 minutes a few times a week. Like, everyone has time to do this. iRestore is so confident in their products, they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee so you can try it risk-free. If your skin doesn't look healthier, you're going to get a full refund. No awkward questions, just fabulous skin, or you get all your money back. In a clinical study, 90% of people saw a reduction in wrinkles, redness, and pore size with iRestore's Illumina face mask. Red light therapy isn't just a fad, it's clinically proven to work. It's science. There are 3 wavelengths for all of your skin's concerns. The red light and infrared light wavelength helps with anti-aging and improved blood flow to the skin. Yeah, you gotta Get more blood.
Get that blood pumping.
The blue light has anti-acne and blemish, features. It is the only mask on the market that allows you to use all 3 modes at the same time. So again, 10 minutes. You're going to love it. So treat yourself to some high-tech self-care with iRestore's Illumina face mask. For a limited time only, our listeners get 25% off their Illumina face mask when you use code GALS25 at iRestoreLaser.com. That's 25% off your Illumina face mask at iRestoreLaser.com with promo code GALS25.
Should we turn it over to Senor Xandy to read the Coven Confessions for this month?
Blindly,
yes. I've not read these before, so
neither have we.
These words are, oh God.
We have no idea what our producer has pulled for you, but she pulls the confessions with the reader in mind. So we're hoping that maybe there's something that you can connect
if you feel
to.
personally targeted, that was intentional.
That was intentional.
Good. I know that feeling. As a white man in America, are you kidding me?
It's so hard for you.
It's so hard. People are always out to get me. I can't.
Yep.
You do need a month. You need your own month.
You need your own month.
If feral hogs get one, God damn it, white dudes should too.
I couldn't agree more.
White men's month.
They're equally as destructive.
Yeah, we've never had a good month in history. Anyway, that's my confession. Here's another confession.
That's satire, guys. Don't cancel Sandy.
I swear, I'm not like that. Okay, here we go. Here's a Coven confession. This one's titled, 1 Star Would Not Go Back.
Uh-oh.
I had just moved back in with my parents because of money issues. Thanks, COVID. Oh, yeah, that's relatable for me. This is, hey, I have COVID right now, calling it out. Okay, and was not having any luck finding an esthetician job. A Greek restaurant we loved getting takeout from opened a larger location nearby, and they needed staff. Seeing this, I asked the owner if he would like me to come work for him since I had experience in the restaurant industry. I was hired within the next day and began work as his very first server.
Okay.
This man was a literal pile of misogynistic excrement.
Oh, no!
He wants a month.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that bit right before this one. No, the timing was
confession
rough.
is you own the Greek restaurant. This
Greek
is about you.
Owner.
Got it.
I'm not going to say that because I have no idea what this man's going to do. But I imagine nothing that great, just something tells me it's not going to go well. He would yell at us constantly. Staff were not allowed to talk to one another because it was unprofessional. We would have over 7 tables at a time. He would have fits of rage in the kitchen, take 2 hours to make food, clock me out if I stayed longer to help closing up without my knowledge. He even accused me of stealing because I made over $200 in card tips for one shift, saying I must have done something to the receipts.
No.
Wow. I stuck around because I wanted to help a small business and was making good money. Many staff quit, and I was the only one still employed from opening week. My last shift was as follows.
Oh, God.
The customer ordering emphasized how she had a shellfish allergy.
The shrimp.
Shrimp.
So she did
it's
not
all
steal
coming
the shrimp.
together.
Probably not. But wouldn't that be
Unless
like
that was
the
a red
best
herring.
cover? Yeah. Red herring, which she's allergic to.
I think herring's a shellfish.
It's not, but whatever. You know what? The joke
Pretending it
still
is.
fucking works.
Yeah.
Naturally, I wrote in all caps in the order notes, shellfish allergy, make in separate pan. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, I go to the kitchen and take a look to see that he got it. He blatantly had the ticket in his hand and was still making her food on the same grill as all of the other dishes, most of which included shrimp, lobster, mussels, oysters, and clams.
All the things that will
single
kill this
shellfish.
customer.
That is a perfect storm of shellfish allergies.
Yeah.
It's like the final boss of shellfish allergies.
Literally.
Everything. I told him he couldn't do that, and I had specifically written to make it in a separate pan. He scoffed at me and said it would waste time. I was
It will
furious.
also kill your
Yeah,
guest.
Holy fuck. I told him I wouldn't take the food out to her until he remade it the way it said on the ticket. He got pissed and threw a pan onto the stove to remake the dish and said I owed him for the one he had to throw out.
No.
Next day, I quit over the phone and sent my mom to pick up my paycheck for me.
Good girl.
Here is where things get PETTY.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I grew a serious hatred for this man. One day, I decided to do something about it. I went online and filed a lengthy report to the health department. The fucker never listened to me when I would tell him we needed to put dates on all the food and would remove the dates to reuse older food to save money.
Oh my God.
This needs to be on Kitchen Nightmares.
I know, right? This needs to be just shut down. I don't know. It doesn't feel too salvageable. A month went by, and finally, a former bartender there told me the health inspector showed up unannounced. Yes. Even better, the health inspector was a woman, a stone-cold queen. He got 24 health code violations, licensing fraud, and was forced to shut down to renovate because the number of seats exceeded the amount he was certified to have.
Incredible.
Wow.
Stack those charges, girl.
And I wasn't done, though. There's more. I made a fake Google account and posted a bad review pretending to be an enraged Karen. He responded to the review saying, quote, "Must be a different restaurant. Looks like a fake review."
Fake news.
That was exactly what I was hoping for. And so I edited the review and posted the screenshots of the health inspector's report. He didn't reply to that one. I hope you gals enjoyed this story. I know it gave me a good surge of dopamine just writing it. I am all for small business owners and normally would never go this far, but hopefully now the guy figures it out. I love you and thank you for always dishing out amazing content both on the pod and through Patreon. From your friendly Floridian horse girl.
Oh, I love that this is a horse girl. Petty horse girl is the
girl.
aesthetic.
And not who you want to mess with.
No. Petty horse girl is brat.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for more of this bullshit? What do we have?
Yes, we have another story.
Yeah.
Our next story is called, our next confession, "One kid's trash is another kid's trauma."
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
What does that mean?
We're going to find out.
I know. I'm nervous. Okay. Recently, my younger brother tagged me in a post on Facebook that unlocked a core memory.
Fucking Facebook.
It's always Facebook. Trauma and Facebook go hand in hand, if you
They
ask me.
really fucking do. Especially like family trauma.
You ever go in your like messages and something like Facebook? Since I've had it since like high school, I can see these crazy messages and I'm like, I talked like that?
Yep.
Oh,
I spoke
I've
to
never
those
gone
people?
back.
You don't.
I've done it. It's a dangerous road.
I also realized I communicated with a lot of strangers.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would play these mafia games on like through Facebook and you'd have to message the other people involved in the game. So I just have all these messages with these strange older people because I was underage at that point that I messaged with about this mafia game. Like, "Oh, you're safe." Like, "Oh, I'll investigate Tracy next."
Oh my God.
Holy shit. I was more of a Farmville girly, so I had a lot of
smart.
posts and messages begging for supplies for my farm.
That shit.
And I was that one who uploaded a 200 photo album after every fucking weekend.
Always uploaded pictures. Always.
I loved the pictures.
I know. You loved making an album.
To go through at least, yeah. I don't have any. I go through other people's, but anyway.
Fair enough.
Anyway, back to our other Facebook trauma. So, my brother and I were left home alone or sent off to entertain each other a lot. It was the 90s. I was a supposedly older and more mature child left to take care of my little brother. We were 4 years apart in age. I'd say this all started probably when he was 4 and I was 8. On top of reading the book series, I also like to watch the television show Goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
This was scary. I don't think I ever watched. I think I was always too scared.
So the television show was like filmed in Canada with all Canadian actors. So like they said certain words really weird.
Oh,
and that was such a turnoff for me.
I think Are You Afraid of the Dark was Canadian too, wasn't it?
I don't remember if that one was because I didn't have cable TV.
I was an Are You Afraid of the Dark bitch. I was obsessed with that show.
Mm-hmm.
I was a scaredy cat, so
that's okay. You're allowed.
I watched SpongeBob. I don't know what else I watched, but Chalk Zone. I don't know.
I'm unfamiliar, but it's okay.
Chalk
That's
Zone?
okay.
It's not okay. You should go. You should go watch Chalk Zone. It's great.
Fine, I'll watch it tonight.
Like sidewalk chalk?
Yeah. Chalk Zone. It's this guy who would make things with art and like go into like the chalk zone. Not like
for
he was in the
God's
zone, but he was
sakes.
like in a different world that was like chalk made of, and he'd make things out of chalk.
Was this
are so
a TV
wholesome.
show that you made up
know.
in your own imagination?
I read Harold's Purple Crayon once and was like, what if it were
loved
chalk?
that book.
What if it were
Okay.
chalk instead?
Looking
No,
up
Chalk Zone. A guy's name was like Rudy, I think. I don't know.
If this turns out to be just a fever dream
What is
memory that
Rudy?
you have,
Yeah.
nope, Chalk Zone is real.
It was a
Is this
Nickelodeon
looking
show in 2002.
familiar?
It's really not ringing a bell.
That's Chalk Zone.
But again, Nickelodeon didn't have cable.
Yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
have it.
Well,
didn't
you
have
missed
it.
out.
Apparently
Young-
so, yeah.
Young Rudy appears like any other student at his elementary school, but he has a special gift. Rudy can draw portals with his magic chalk and use those portals to enter new worlds. The drawings that have been previously erased come to life as Rudy explores the Chalk Zone.
Yep.
Well, there you have it.
Yep.
Cool. I'm glad we
Anyway.
got to the bottom of the Chalk Zone.
That was really important.
But Goosebumps, though.
But anyway, Goosebumps, which I never watched, but was Canadian, apparently. This was more age appropriate for me, which is why I was entertained by it, while my brother was haunted with nightmares.
Oh, God.
Don't worry, the trauma for
Suck
my
it
brother doesn't end there. Don't worry, there's more.
Spoken like a true older sister.
Yeah.
Lucy. Suck it up. Yeah, we're fucking watching Goosebumps. If you want to watch TV with me, you have to stop being such a little bitch.
It's cinema.
Yeah,
It's cinema,
It's
yeah.
cinema.
There was an episode of this show featuring Slappy. Slappy was an evil marionette puppet thing that came alive and caused terror.
I remember
I remember
Slappy.
this.
Think along the lines of a more PG Chucky. The whole premise of this inanimate puppet coming alive and being menacing really played on my brother's fears.
It's like
and-
Slappy's like a ventriloquist dummy, isn't he?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I've looked this up before, but yeah, sure. That's what I'm picturing because that terrifies me the most. Like, so it played on my brother's fears. Like any good sister, I took advantage of this.
This is so loose and
so true,
coded.
though.
Did
will
Christine
say-
do shit like this to you?
We had like mutual traumatic experience. Like when we had this one room where we'd do puzzles and stuff, and it was like a lot of glass, and we were in there and we were playing, and there was a knocking on the window, and we looked, and there was a white like gloved hand knocking. And so it was like, and we never knew who it was. It turns out it was our neighbor who ended up getting buried next door to us at the house that like we mainly grew up in. Like we moved out of that house within a couple years, and then now
they
he's buried in a
knock
completely different
before?
neighborhood right next to us.
What
a
the
whole weird
fuck?
thing.
Before or
Anyway,
after they were buried was the knock?
this
Were
was
they alive
before.
when they knocked?
They were alive. They were alive, and they were just
Jesus.
being a dick apparently. But yeah, it
Like
was
they were
our,
trying to fuck with you?
Yeah, I think so. Probably yes, because it was very obvious we were in there. It was at night, and you could see inside pretty easily. It was our neighbor. He was just
I
like
am
a dick.
Horrified by
But
that.
He was an
yeah,
adult?
but yeah, this was an adult.
That's kind of
Oh,
twisted,
yeah.
but hilarious.
Good
now-
fucking
yeah.
riddance to that creep. I am
Now
not cool with that.
my bedroom when I moved home for COVID, my bedroom overlooked his grave.
No!
So I-
Sweet.
You had the last laugh.
I did have the last laugh. Last laughs. I would wake up every day looking out
just
that window,
laugh
just
at his
laugh.
grave hole.
cackle. Yeah,
Knock on this.
good times.
I'm gonna
Anyway.
fly to where you live with a single white glove and just knock on your window
Oh my
and
God, you're
disappear
so-
and never admit to it.
You're so gross.
that would haunt me for my entire life.
I
would
never
never
forget
fucking
that.
do
It would,
that.
yeah. But to
know.
answer your question, my sister never like used that against me. You know, I think we were both. A lot of our trauma was so shared, like with our family dynamics and stuff, that we kind of took care of each other, and she took care of me when we were younger. So
How close in
But
age
we're-
are you two?
2 years only.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, that
pretty
explains
close.
it. Lucy and
Yeah.
I are both 5 years apart from our siblings, so
Yeah.
We were
that
not
camaraderie
best friends.
in young age was
yeah.
not there.
We kind of hated each other in high school, but when you're in high school, you're not like scaring each other. You're just
Yeah.
like hate each other, and you
You
don't want
hate
anything to do
everyone
with
in high
them. It's
school.
not like a funny, goofy time. It's like
Fair
leave me
enough.
alone. Anyway,
But look at you now.
look at yeah. Look at us now.
Friends,
It's
colleagues, siblings, lovers. Just kidding. they're
Sandy
not
just
lovers.
got this 1,000-yard stare and was like, yeah,
Yeah,
look at us now.
No, we started for our live shows. We started introducing ourselves as siblings because while it's really obvious once you start listening and our banter back and forth, some people are like, well, you see a man, woman presenting
Same
people
last
sitting on
name.
a stage, same last name. Oh, is this a married couple? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So we started to announce ourselves as siblings just to be like, let's get that out of the way. So,
That's
Yeah.
probably a good idea.
so you don't think we're like about to, like, we're having
Make
like a
out.
marital spat. Yeah.
Like a
that's
kiss
definitely what
cam
people are
drops out of
thinking,
the
for sure.
ceiling.
Kiss cam thing.
gets
yeah.
on you.
Oh, God.
That's
No.
for when I go out into the audience. You know, that's when the kiss cam.
Yeah.
This is wherever I am.
Men's rights. I deserve a kiss cam.
No one's complained yet. I don't know. We make them sign an NDA before the show, but
Oh
they still
my
haven't
God.
complained yet.
We're
None of this is true. I'm
gaslighting
sorry.
Xandy
This is
into
true. I'm
sounding so misogynist.
Yeah, he's
I
confessing
think
things
I'm going along with it a little too much.
I
think
love
this
it.
is
have never happened.
This is
I
all
love this.
sarcastic.
This is what happens when I'm unprepared for something. I just start just pretending to be someone that I'm not.
Chauvinist.
We really drop our guests into this gack shit with no parachute.
Right.
It's for the best. It's for content, you know.
Yep.
It's a free fall for content.
free
People
fall.
talking, you know. I'm always doing it for content, whatever I'm doing.
I love it.
Anyway, I read one sentence and then I brought us on this tangent.
Also, I put a picture of Slappy on the drive for you guys to look at.
Oh,
'cause
God.
It is a ventriloquist, but
It's so
it might
fucking
have
scary.
strings. I can't tell. I think it's just
I
a
don't think it has
ventriloquist.
strings.
It looks like Pee Wee Herman.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, it looks like what's that comedian who's
Pee Wee Herman.
no, I mean yeah, I definitely see that, but the guy he's annoying. I don't like him. I don't know. He's British. He's kind of like edgy.
Borat.
He's like a thin, edgy, dark-haired British comedian, skinny.
I'm thinking
like,
of, then maybe not Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais
no,
is
they're both assholes. This is another like similar asshole. We had a
I don't
review
know,
of
but
our
I hate him.
podcast that was mad that I like said something bad about Ricky Gervais in an episode. And like I thought
Ricky
he
Gervais sure as shit doesn't care.
yeah, and that was a big thing. I'm like, who am I? Like, who gives a fuck what I have to say about Ricky Gervais? I mean, yeah, and that was before I knew he was like transphobic and stuff. So I was, I was going easy on him. Anyway, this is so. I am googling skinny British comedian edgy and seeing what
Asshole.
comes up. Jimmy Carr.
Oh, I don't know who that
That
is.
actually
I don't know
worked.
who that is.
Looks
Jimmy
just
Carter.
like this. I promise you, it
Jimmy
looks
Carter.
Just like
It's his
this
birthday
puppet.
today.
Happy 100th birthday to Jimmy Carter,
Happy
and fuck you, Jimmy
birthday.
Carr.
Yes. Well, I don't. I
Oh my
actually
God,
don't know
he
that much.
does look like Slappy.
Don't they look? Yeah. Oh, I should have put that in the folder.
Oh,
Forgot
no,
I
allow
did that.
me.
Jimmy.
Allow me.
Ew, yeah.
Right?
He looks like a Republican.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. I should have just said that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He looks like a sitting member of the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Or like an evil ventriloquist dummy. So yeah,
That too.
similar
One of
vibes.
the
Yeah.
architects
vibe.
of Project 2025.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Okay. We have 3 half siblings that range from 6 to 10 years older than me. This
Damn.
meant a lot of well-used hand-me-downs from the 80s. One of these items was a 3-foot tall doll.
No.
Oh.
This doll had been through some shit. It had matted hair, permanent smudges, and was clothed in some faded toddler clothing, origin unknown.
Oh my God.
Ew.
No.
I had zero interest in playing with dolls as a child, but I saw potential in this one.
Oh, no.
Well,
to
I have
scare
a
the
feeling
fuck out of your brother.
I have a feeling I know where this is going.
I don't
For
know
the-
why the clothing origin
Like
unknown
random
thing
baby clothes. That's
yeah,
freaky.
makes me think of that. What's that famous thing where it's
The
like
poem.
the saddest poem ever
For
written?
Oh,
in one
by
sale,
line.
Ernest
baby
Hemingway,
shoes,
yeah.
Baby
never
shoes never worn. It gives me fucking chills.
Except worn by this creepy ventriloquist doll or
Yeah.
whatever.
It reminds me of Robert the doll.
Oh
Yes.
gosh.
This guy.
Oh, I know Robert.
You
but
sure
do you have a snow globe of Robert?
I don't. Is that allowed?
Look, I have it right here.
I see you have it. Are you haunted now?
Probably.
People
This is
have
not
been
my
so
most
weird
haunted
to me
item.
about the way I am with the dolls, where sometimes I have I can't say certain names or people get freaked out. Like I've
Like Robert?
people have told me don't do that, and
Whatever.
Well, hasn't M like gone and been in the same room and seen in person Robert the doll? These
Probably. But aren't you supposed to say, hello, Robert? Goodbye, Robert. Isn't there
You're
like
supposed
some...
to be nice to him. I've seen him.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Because
He's in
I
a
think
case.
Robert and I, we're chill. Like, we're good buddies. Like, I have nothing. The other ones, Annabelle or something?
Yeah,
like,
Annabelle.
We're pretty chill too. Like, I get along with all of them. So I don't think it's a problem when I say their name. But then people sometimes have been like, hey, careful. Don't
Listen,
say that name.
if I want
And I'm
to
like,
open a portal to hell, that is my right as an American.
as an American. Yep.
Yeah. What about
As
the
a
chalk?
white
Maybe
man.
the chalk zone. That's where I want to go.
Stop
that's where
trying
the white.
to make chalk
that's
zone
where the
happen,
white men go.
Xandy.
They go to the chalk zone.
The
and we have some
chalk
fun.
zone.
We are 37. Chalk zone is after our time.
sorry.
It's not going to happen.
I just needed to age myself, make sure everyone knew whereabouts I was.
That you're
Xandy's
younger
just a-
than us.
Xandy's
Yeah.
just a little baby.
31.
Oh, God.
The prime
Sick.
age for a chalk zone fan.
Were you even born before 9/11?
Wait, but were you?
Where were you on 9/11?
Where were you
in
on 9/11?
utero?
I was in a third Mrs. Hilton's third grade class when I came in and took all the
Jesus.
kids out that had parents in planes.
We'll allow it.
Oh,
Scared us
God.
all.
Horrifying. Hate that.
Cincinnati. So
Parents
it's
were
like,
in
why?
planes.
Yeah, why in,
We're in
Minnesota
Cincinnati.
they were just like, I don't know, turn all the TVs on all day and just let everybody absorb all this trauma and not really talk about it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
And never address it like as a group with any
Not
kind
really.
of support.
Yeah. No,
Nope.
that would be silly. That
Crushed
would be
it.
so silly to do. Where was I? Oh, yeah.
Trauma, back to trauma.
For the next 3 to 4 years, I used it to terrorize my little brother.
Oh,
Years?
Years. I would move it to different parts of the house when he was sleeping or occupied doing something else. Then I would act just as surprised as him when he found it in the bathroom, standing beside the sofa, in his closet, in his bed, etc.
Oh, this is mean. My
So-
sister would have done shit like this.
Assuming this started so when this story started was what? The brother was 4 years old, so it was
Oh
like
my
teenage.
God.
Four's a
brutal.
little young.
That's brutal. So maybe this started happening a little later. It doesn't really say,
my
but
God,
I
that's
might be a
funny.
4-year-old. I told him the doll was possessed and acted like I was the only one who was working to protect him from the doll.
So you traumatized
nefarious.
and gaslit
That
your
is
brother.
nefarious. It's clever.
I'm the only one who can save you, said your abuser. Jesus Christ, this is dark.
They're both under the age of like 10, whatever.
I know. But older
Says your
siblings
abuser.
Yeah.
older siblings are fucking sociopaths, and you fucking know it, Lucy. You fucking know it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So I was the only one who was working to protect him from the doll. Yes, I literally cut off its hair and fingers, then at one point stabbed it in the foot with a knife to show as evidence of instances where I had tried to fend the doll off.
Oh my
so not
God.
like
Sick.
to pretend
You are
like they had
sick.
a crazy duel with this doll and had to stab it.
You are
protecting
sick.
you.
This is sick.
And it's not even like make believe that little boy was like,
Oh my god.
I hope your little brother roasted you on Facebook
Oh
for this.
my
This
God,
is
right?
so
This-
mean.
The thing about doing this over years is that I would grow tired of the act and retire the doll hauntings, only to months later decide to give it a go again.
Holy shit. This kid never knew.
it's a
When it would
never-ending
happen.
nightmare.
Never ending nightmare.
As a child, I found this entirely entertaining. As an adult, I see that I was one creepy ass kid.
Babe, you're a
that's-
monster.
You're a sadist.
You're a monster. Like,
That's the end of the story.
I'd be
so-
locking up the
Oh
knives.
my goodness.
If I found my child tormenting their little sibling like that, we'd be going to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my older daughter has been tormenting my younger son with this mangled doll for fucking years. 3 to 4 years.
Did no adult look at this doll and say, "What is going on here?
We
Where
don't
are the
need
fingers?"
this. We can get rid of this.
I wish I could confirm or deny with this person that there was like some major family turmoil, like a divorce happening during this time.
Oh,
Because this is kind of
I
cry
hope
for help,
this-
maybe.
I hope that both of these children, now adults, have healed from whatever trauma not only moved you to do this to your kid brother, but that your kid brother certainly sustained throughout this event.
I know you mean well, but I don't
Years.
think
It's so
I think it's
funny.
too late. It's all they're
The damage
they're
is
all
done.
screwed. The damage is done. They're
It's
screwed.
over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's over. Yeah.
It's over.
Sorry to say it, but
The twist is that her little brother grew up to be like Ted Bundy. It's all her fault.
oh no, this is dull.
You never know. We don't know how
Oh,
old these.
no.
Well,
You never know.
Goosebumps. It's Goosebumps.
Oh yeah, 90s. It was
is a post Ted Bundy world. So
I
we're
feel
cool.
like I went a little off track a lot. We did, and it was lots of fun. But yeah, when we started, this was happening in the 90s.
It was the 90s.
That's
All
right. I
All
forgot
right.
about that.
So your brother's probably not a murderer because of you. It's fine.
That we know of.
Yeah. Follow up.
A future story.
Brother
Let's
was
hope
Israel
not.
Keys.
So this next one starts with a note for me.
Oh.
And an
From our producer, Andrea.
Yep, and an apology. So I'm excited.
Oh, God. What does it say?
That's a good sign.
It mentioned that I had spent time in Germany for school, which is true. And said, so I thought it would be fun to find a confession about someone studying abroad in Germany. I now regret this decision. Apologies in advance for what you are about to read.
Hell yeah,
no.
Andrea.
Has made me only more excited, Andrea. So thank you.
All right, let's fucking hear it.
And it's so right. I did study abroad, and I didn't realize that was on my LinkedIn.
I gotta purge my identity.
I gotta log in.
It's not that I hide that. I'm like,
So that Andrea and the Wine and Crime Gals can't further target me with this public information.
What else is on there? I don't
Oh, your
feel like I
social
don't have a
security
real
number's on
job
there.
anymore. So I don't. It's like, oh, it is.
Yeah, we took it.
That's okay. I've been wondering what the number was. I need somewhere to look it up. So
We
it's
laundered a
perfect. I'll just
bunch of
leave it
shrimp
there.
with it.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
That's where all the sirens
Oh,
outside of your
no.
apartment have been about today.
And all the dead people from shellfish allergies
Yes.
just like littered. Yeah, it's awful.
all your
We
fault.
drove it down to Florida. We
Tragic.
sold it to a Greek restaurant. He had to use it.
It had to be done. Okay, so here's the story that I'm nervously excited to read. Titled "German Canal Catastrophe."
Oh, no.
God.
We love the catastrophe. No. Sorry, I'm reading like 5 words ahead and already.
Oh, no.
Okay, more than 5. Don't count. To start the story off, I have terrible IBS with constant flare-ups and need to change medication yearly.
Girl felt.
Yeah, this story takes place in 2018 on a college study abroad trip in Germany. My 3rd day there, I met a guy and we hit it off, and I start staying over at his place almost every night. Can I pause for a second? I am
course.
so impressed by these people
Who can just go somewhere completely new and meet someone in 3 days and,
and
like,
then
yeah.
start spending the night with them.
Where's your 3-week runway of anxiety and social fear? Like,
Yeah, I don't
how do people do
understand that.
this? Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do this on a normal night in my own city, let alone studying abroad in a new country.
I think if you're
truly impressive.
if you're in college and maybe this person was like on the trip with their college friends, and so that
They're
would
going
kind of
out together,
alleviate
maybe.
some of the anxiety.
Maybe, yeah.
Everyone's going out together. I don't
Fair
know.
enough. They may
were
not have
all
been
hot
also in
alone.
college. But I was also in college. I wasn't hot. You're right. Fuck.
What?
You were
No, I
everyone's
know.
hot in college.
Everyone's hot in college.
I wasn't because I wasn't confident. Not confident. I was below. Whatever the opposite of confidence.
Just
that was
because
me.
you weren't confident doesn't mean you weren't hot.
Yes, it does. Well,
No.
not for me. It does.
Well, fair.
I wasn't
Fair.
hot.
Well,
No one.
I'm sticking to my proposal that pretty much
Everyone-
anyone in college could find someone to screw within a 3-day time frame.
That's so true. And if anyone's listening who is in college, take nudes. Take all the nudes.
Because you
Even
are
if
hot.
you don't have to send them anywhere.
But
No,
for
these are
later,
for
like,
you.
and then, oh, okay.
These are
But
for your
my God.
37-year-old self to look back and be like, God damn.
That episode of Schitt's Creek where Moira Rose gets like an alert that some of her nudes from like the 80s are online and that she forces everybody to try and find them and they can't find them and she's so upset. And she tells Stevie, like, take all the nudes now so that you can look back and just appreciate how beautiful and capable your body has been throughout your lifetime. And I'm like, fuck yeah, take all the fucking nudes.
That's great advice. I like that. Yeah.
It's a really beautiful little I fucking love that show.
But,
Anyway,
like, keep them safe.
yeah,
like,
keep
yeah.
your nudes
Oh,
safe.
Oh God, not on iCloud apparently. Like that, those fucking hacks and
Polaroids.
stuff. Yeah,
Polaroid your
Polaroids.
nudes.
Interesting. And a safe, maybe.
Put them in a box under your bed. Polaroid your nudes.
I'm taking notes myself. This is
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm just very impressed by this person's ability to do this because I can't do this. I never could do this. Not that I don't know. I'm a socially anxious person.
I get it.
College, what the heck? College mean? You just, what did you say? Give a college student 3 days, they can find someone to sleep with.
Yeah.
I was given 4.5 years and I couldn't find somebody. Are you kidding? 4.5 years. I took a semester off. 4.5 years.
I don't think you tried that hard then.
I didn't because I was too scared.
There you
exactly.
go.
Exactly.
I didn't have the confidence. Anyway, here's paragraph 2. We're moving. Fourth sentence. Okay, getting through it. About a week after we met, I started having tummy troubles with uncontrollable shits that are accompanied by the loudest, longest farts of my life.
Oh, this is the worst when you're,
I'm now even more impressed by this person.
when you're
Yeah.
newly dating. I mean, Bill and I started ripping farts like real early. We'd known each other for a long time, so it's like, let's just get this out of the way. We're both farters.
Nice.
But in college, in like your 20s, when your confidence is not at, I don't give a shit if I shit and fart, that's scary.
Terrifying.
That's a scary place.
Yeah, like I still feel weirdly uncomfortable around certain people doing it. Like depends on the person, but sometimes
sure.
I'm like, it freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, this guy lives in a German apartment building that was built in a rush after World War II, so the walls are not thick, and in a small apartment, you can hear the goings-on in the bathroom from every room of the apartment.
That should be illegal. Like
Should be.
all bathrooms
Yeah.
should be soundproofed.
Yeah.
Period. Full stop.
Yeah, well, one thing about the bathrooms over there, at least, I mean, not in someone's apartment, but the ones like public restrooms, they are actually covered from bottom to top.
That's very
It's private. It's
normal
not like
in
half
public
open.
restrooms in Europe. And I
Yeah.
always see these posts on Reddit from Europeans that are traveling in the United States being like, what the fuck is this? You may as well just not have a door at all. Like I
Yeah.
can see everything through these slats.
Yeah, and there's
What
so
are y'all
many
doing?
more like public toilet options in Europe. It's not enough here. But yeah, man, these apartments is just World War II apartments.
Paper thin walls.
Gosh. Only being 20 at the time and completely starstruck with my newfound foreign man, I felt like we were Lizzie McGuire and Paolo from the Lizzie McGuire movie, minus the singing. I refused to tell him about my poop problems. Fair. I wouldn't tell Paolo either.
I get it.
Yeah.
You know Lizzie's not telling Paolo about her
No
IBS.
way.
No.
No way. Poop for me, Paolo. I don't know. I don't think that's happening. This left me in a messy situation. How to release the demons from my asshole without grossing out the hottest man I have ever met.
It's an impossible question.
That is impossible. I have zero advice. Not that
Go
anyone
to a
was
coffee
asking.
shop, I guess.
Yeah. Gotta go somewhere and bubble. Yeah, there are so many a lot of them cost money though. Like I feel like in Europe they can cost some money to use, but they're clean and they're nice, I guess. I don't know. This summer in Germany was the hottest they had on record, and with zero air conditioning in practically the entire country, it wasn't questionable to take a quick body shower 2 or even 3 times a day.
Okay.
I decided to use this to my advantage and would take a shower anytime I had to shit.
Oh,
I would
no.
squat
Run the
down
water.
as low as I could go, spread my ass cheeks over the shower drain so the farts wouldn't be so loud, and just let it rip.
And pooped in there?
Wait, I didn't know. I thought it was just for the noise. I didn't know it meant.
These are not the choices I would have made, but okay.
Oh, that's
Well,
a
if
twist.
they're
This is a
pooping-
twist.
If they're pooping this much, that is liquid shit. So it's probably
That's
not
fair.
like turd, you know? It's just they're peeing out of their
That's a
butt.
good point. That's a good point. But
Especially when you have the
still-
kind of stomach ache that's accompanied with the really
I know,
gas.
but do that
really
on the
windy.
toilet while the shower is running,
That's what
and
I
then
was
get in
saying
the
it's
shower and clean up.
Okay. I'm just saying it's probably going to go right down the drain.
I'm
not
probably
condoning.
gonna throw up.
I personally would have told Paolo that I need some privacy. The Wiener Schnitzel's
Leave your
acting
apartment.
up.
You don't want to hear this.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
need to shit.
Yeah. I have a similar story with this situation. I'll make it very brief. I was in Paris visiting a friend, staying at their apartment. They had a window instead of a wall in the bathroom. It was like
Ew.
that wavy glass, but you could still
Uh-huh.
see like
Silhouettes.
Mm-hmm.
colors, silhouettes, everything. And it was right next to the toilet. And my ex-boyfriend lived over there and came to visit. And I was having a hemorrhoidal issue.
Oh no.
But we had dated for like a year. So we
you
were
could just
very
be
comfortable
like,
with each other. So I just kind of told
I gotta
him,
go blast my roids.
Yeah.
I have an issue happening. Please don't think
Don't
too hard
stare at
about
the
it.
wavy window. Like,
Look away. Look away from the wavy
Wait,
window.
Don't listen.
Don't.
oh man.
But yeah, European bathrooms are touch and go, or don't go.
I once my grandma had a bidet and I peed in it because I thought it was a urinal when I was little.
Oh yeah. The full blown like separate toilet bidet can
Ceramic
be very
bidet.
confusing
Exactly,
for
yeah.
Americans. We don't know what the fuck that shit is.
I'm glad I didn't poop in it.
Thank God.
That could have been bad.
Bad.
Okay, so we were letting it rip over the shower drain, spreading ass cheeks. Here we go. This was a great but gross tactic and was working out perfectly for me until one day this guy asked if I wanted to go swimming at the canal with him. I say yes and pray for the best, but of course I am a very unlucky person. About an hour after the two of us get to the canal, I feel like I am going to die if I do not poop ASAP. Hot German man asks if I want to get in the water with him, and I say, not at the moment, so that I could fart while he was gone and see if that made me feel any better. Thankfully, he did not argue and went for a quick swim. By the time he came back, I knew the farts weren't doing enough for me, so I quickly said that I decided that a swim would be nice, and I ran into the water as fast as I could. Once I got out into the middle of the canal, I pulled my bikini bottoms to the side and shit the most I probably have in my whole life.
Oh
No.
no!
No.
Oh no!
Well, you're just floating in it?
Unfortunately for me, the shit was not completely liquid like my shower shits. Okay, we learned
No.
something.
You throw
And
up.
pieces of half-digested food / poop started floating around me.
Oh
No.
my god!
No. No.
This is why I don't enjoy baths.
No. Well, it's pretty easy not to shit in your bathtub.
But then once you start thinking about it,
Don't.
It sounds so unappealing
It's
to
not
me.
like this.
Like, it sounds so unappealing to me that I would never feel tempted, or like I would do anything I could to not poop in a body of water. Like, that sounds so bad. It sounds like the worst
oh my
experience
god,
ever.
This.
she's covered
I
in her
feel so
own
bad
shit.
for this person, but also, what?
Can you imagine the like fish feeding frenzy that would begin?
There are still
That
a
would
couple
be
more
hilarious.
paragraphs.
Chumming.
And there's like probably like someone fishing who's like, keep it up, and just like keep
Ew.
throwing back.
Chum in
It's
the
bait.
waters.
It's
Chumming. What a crop. We've never had such a successful fishing day. I don't know what was going on today,
They're just flying out of the water.
but we're eating tonight.
We're eating tonight.
Oh man! Turns out they all love corn just so much. Those fish, I learned.
Corn and tomato skins.
Oh my god, salad.
Okay. Ooh, where were we? Yeah.
Ew, there's
We were
more.
at poop started floating around me.
Oh,
Good.
thank you.
That's where we were. I'm glad. to know.
You're welcome.
As soon as I was done, I swam a little farther away from where the deed had been done.
I should hope so.
I was worried that if I got out so soon, it would look suspicious. I kept an eye on the floating shit to make sure it wasn't coming near me, so if the guy looked, he wouldn't realize that I had just let 5 pounds of the stuff out of my asshole.
I am going.
They probably
to
felt
fucking
great
puke.
after that.
I love this person. This is incredible. What a story. As I am watching the poo, pieces of it quickly start disappearing. And I don't mean that they started to sink.
Amanda.
Bubbles were surrounding the
No.
poop, and there were little flicks in the water. Fish were eating the hot shit that just came out of my sickly ass.
Waste
How
not.
did you know?
Waste not.
This is the most environmental poop that's ever happened. Like,
It's
environmentally
organic.
friendly. This is so good for
This-
the world.
Is sick. It's sick. You people are depraved.
Oh, I hope this isn't where they got all those shrimp. Oh, God.
You're chumming the waters, all right.
As soon as I noticed that, I jumped out of the water and pretended that everything was fine. My hot German man never noticed, and fast forward 3 years later, I now live with him in Germany, and I am comfortable enough around him to loudly shit in his toilet.
They're gonna end up married, and
Not if this comes out.
they're gonna invite
Pescatarian.
us. They're gonna invite us to their wedding in Germany, and we're gonna give a toast and tell this story.
Tell this,
And
yes.
we'll select fish on the invite.
Oh my god.
I have still never confessed this story to him, but ended up telling my mom and best friend when I was back in the US for a visit this summer. I hope the story has the same effect on you.
Babe, you gotta tell him.
you
Got
gotta.
to tell him on your 4-year anniversary. No,
Is that the fish one? I don't know. What's the...
the fish one.
What's the fish eating shit anniversary?
This is your wedding toast, your wedding speech.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. That
Put it in your vows.
It's
I
like...
knew you were the one when you didn't notice that I shat in the canal and it floated all around me and fish started eating it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, not to sound too much like a boomer, but once you have him like trapped where you're about to get
What's he gonna
married,
do,
like he
break
can't
up
just
with you?
leave when you
Yeah,
tell
no.
that story at the wedding. That would be wild. That
What if
story
she-
would be wild.
What
but
if she did just like have a glass of wine and like felt like it was the right time to tell him and he fucking dumped her and left?
That would be fucked. I think that would be less likely than the other possibility where she tells him and he knew the whole time and was just being really nice and not saying anything.
that would be
Yeah.
great. But yeah, if he has
You're
a
not gonna
negative
get
reaction and dumps you, then like
Then
good riddance.
Glad you didn't
Yeah.
marry that fucker.
Like that
Losing a
story
lot more
is
than 5 pounds this time.
Sorry, I offended you with my canal shit.
like
This marriage is over.
It didn't even affect him. He didn't even
Yeah.
get in the water.
Bitch, this has nothing to do with you. It was after you went swimming.
It's not about you.
unless
is
there's some
about
like big news
Paolo.
story about like all the dead fish in that canal, and it like ruined industry in the region
All the
for
fish
decades.
in the Rhine River.
Every year in Minneapolis has a lot of lakes with free public beaches. We get alerts every year about E. coli, like closing the beaches. People be shitting.
Mhm.
Okay, people are shitting in that water, and if you're not aware,
Kids at least.
oh, at least. But like, I'm sorry, I've
Men.
never shitted in here, but like this kind of shitting is happening in all your public beaches. All your public beaches have shit. Get
Good to
over
know.
it. Grow up.
Sanitation is an illusion.
Yeah,
Grow
we're
up.
We're still in the fucking Renaissance. We reek, and the water's full of shit. Get over it.
In New York, they throw their fucking trash bags on the street. It's
Yeah.
just trash bags everywhere. You walk around just trash bags.
In
wild.
China, you can't flush your toilet paper, so you have to put your poopy used toilet paper in a garbage bag and take it out every so often
No thanks.
and put it in public garbage cans
No,
because they don't have like dumpsters.
No, thank you.
I'm okay.
It's an illusion.
I'm gonna keep my flushing up.
Okay.
Cool. Glad we're on the same page there.
All right. Well, do we have more?
Yeah, we have that was the end of our regular confessions.
Oh, so there is one more bonus confession, but to access that, you'll have to come join us on Patreon. So we're going to cut that one just for them. Anyway, I'm so glad that everyone got to learn a few things from these confessions. And if you're wanting that bonus confession, head over to our Patreon. We've got it there for you. And Xandy, you did a phenomenal job reading those.
I had
Bravo.
fun. I had
Andrea
fun.
put you through it. That was amazing.
Yeah, put me through a great time. Honestly, I thought these were all perfectly catered to me. Is that an
your
insult
COVID's
to
cleared
myself
right
or a
up.
compliment?
No,
I can't
this
really
is a
tell.
compliment.
The COVID's gone. My sinuses, after reading all the poop stuff,
We cured
sinuses cleared. I don't know why. Just it worked so well.
I'm
so
glad,
glad.
We could do that for you.
It's so nice
Well,
of you.
thank you so much for reading those. And shall we take a quick break to hear from our sponsors before we get to the Coroner Corner?
Let's
I think
do
that's
it.
a great idea.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Fiscally responsible financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds.
Visit progressive.com to see if you could save.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
علي الحماس مع منيو بيتزا هات ماي بوكس الجديد 4 خيارات ماي بوكس تعدلها على كيفك وزيد عليها اختيارات ما لها حدود. اطلب ماي بوكس اليوم وخليها على ذوقك. بيتزا أو ملت كله بكيفك. وطلباتك الجانبية اختر 2 أو مشروب. خياراتك ما تنتهي. هي شروطك وأحكامك اللي ترضي ذوقك. منيو بيتزا هات ماي بوكس الجديد بشروطك وأحكامك. بيتزا هات اطلب اليوم.
If you own a cat, you're obsessed.
You're
with
obsessed.
your cat.
Done.
Your cat is your child. Your cat is your firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
So admit it, if we looked at your camera roll, it would be 90% pictures of said cat.
More than 90%.
You got to give them the best. You want to give them the best. But if you're being honest, you struggle to keep their litter box clean. Mine's down in the laundry room.
Mm-hmm.
So I clean it when I do laundry.
Same.
And I don't do laundry that often.
Nope.
At least the old litter boxes, because we have jumped on the litter robot train and our lives have changed completely.
We're never going back.
No.
Litter Robot is the solution to all your litter box problems. Never scoop again with Litter Robot. Litter Robot's self-cleaning technology automatically cleans after every use, so your cats will always have a fresh bed of litter to do their business, and your friends won't think your house smells like a litter box. And get this, Litter Robot will send a notification to your phone when it needs to be emptied. It even gives you data and insights to stay on top of your cat's health. It'll tell you when your cat is using it. It knows the difference between my cats because of the weight. It's just, this thing is so amazing. It's also very safe. It does not have any kind of door. It's like completely open. It's easy to enter and exit for your cat. I'm obsessed with it. It does not get any easier than this. And not only will your life improve dramatically, your cat will also thank you. So join over 1 million happy pets and pet parents who've upgraded to Litter Robot. Y'all, what are you waiting for? This thing is magic.
Whisker is currently offering $50 off Litter Robot bundles. As a special offer to listeners of this show, go to stopscooping.com/gals and use promo code GALS to save an additional $50 on any Litter Robot bundle. That's $100 off any Litter Robot bundle at stopscooping.com/gals and use promo code GALS. One more time, stopscooping.com/gals, promo code GALS. All right, we're at the Coroner Corner now.
Let's do it.
I've got a few things for us. I'm going to start off a little lighthearted because I have a really dark one. So this
Great.
first one was sent in by Katie G and Tom. This is an article from The Guardian with the headline being, "Cat makes surprise return home 4 days after being cremated. Beloved pet Ted reunited with grieving North Yorkshire family after a drowning mix-up." So, it's a lot going on
Who
here.
are the ashes? Okay, I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. The myth of cats having 9 lives was tested to its limit when Nikki Knight's beloved feline Ted walked through the cat flap after being quote-unquote cremated.
The cat flap.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I like that.
Knight from Newby, North Yorkshire, was on holiday in Turkey. That sounds lovely. When she was told by neighbors that Ted drowned in their pond.
Oh, God. What horrible news to get.
I know. So she arranged for a funeral to take place in Thornaby while she and her family were away. But 4 days after the ceremony, Ted walked back into their home.
Psych.
Can't get rid of me.
Yeah, you thought I was gone. You thought I was down and out.
I regenerated,
Give me those kibbles and bits, bitch. I want chicken. I want liver. Let's go. Guess who's back? Back again. I love
Ted
this
is
cat.
back.
Ted is back.
Ted is back.
So
Tell
Knight
a
told
friend.
the BBC, quote, "I had to break the news to my husband and our 4 children, and we were all absolutely devastated because Ted is a huge personality and a beloved member of the family."
Yeah.
So they're in Turkey. They think the cat's dead. So Knight arranged for Heavenly Pets Crematorium to come out and collect the body and cremate it. So it would all just be kind of over with by the time they got home.
Yeah.
4 days after the cremation, Knight, still in Turkey, saw that she had several missed calls from her cat sitter. I don't know why she still had a cat sitter, but whatever.
Listen, you promised to pay for the week, and maybe they have another cat. Maybe they have more than one cat.
They probably have another cat. She said, quote, "I was in the pool again, having a lovely time, having, put Ted's death behind us."
Oh, God.
The cat sitter told Knight that Ted had just walked through the cat flap. She said, quote, "I didn't believe it at first. I had to get her to FaceTime me live so I could see that Ted was actually alive."
So what cat was dead?
Knight soon realized that she had paid £130 to cremate someone else's cat. When she later went to collect the ashes, she saw that the urn had been relabeled "Not Dead Ted."
Oh, no.
Which technically,
That makes
not dead Ted. It doesn't make sense. That is the dead Ted.
makes it imply that they killed a living animal? Or wait, no, not dead.
I think they still found a cat drowned in the...
They still found a cat, yeah. So
I caught this cat. Should I murder it?
So the director of Heavenly Pets Crematorium, Vicky Crallen, told the BBC it was, quote, "bittersweet," and she was worried that there was a family out there missing somebody.
Yeah.
Mistaken cat identity.
Mistaken cat identity. And the neighbors didn't maybe recognize that it wasn't Ted because it wasn't their cat and it had drowned.
Okay, so the cat drowned in the neighbor's pool.
The cat had drowned in the
And
neighbor's
the neighbors
pool.
alerted the cat sitter. Said, oops.
The
one of
neighbors, the neighbors at some point got into contact with the owners. Oops,
Sorry
your
about your
cat
cat.
drowned.
And then the real cat was like, fuck that bitch. I'm still here.
Why'd you
Ted
stop
probably
feeding
killed
me?
that cat. Was trying to fake.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ted was trying to fake his death.
Oh.
Killed this cat. Got away with it, and then realized food's kind of hard to come by.
Yeah, I
when
miss
you're
my
domesticated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a
don't
cat
have-
flap. What did I
don't
give
have
up?
Yeah.
30,000 pounds of shrimp at my disposal.
Sure don't.
Not yet.
This shrimp through line is just going to get us through the whole episode. I have a good
I
feeling.
love it.
Okay. This next article is massively grotesque because we need a little balance. So this is from the New York Post, which I know is an
favorite
unreliable
resource.
source, but it's so bombastic and ridiculous. I love
think I
reading
block
these.
them on every social media because they come up so often at that to a point where I'm like, I blocked them on like TikTok.
Yeah.
Why are you on my TikTok? Anyway, but you're so right about their headline.
Oh, deranged writing
Deranged.
for the New York Post.
Well, this is fucking deranged. The headline reads, "Miss Switzerland finalist was strangled, then pureed in a blender by her husband."
Yeah, we've all seen this story.
Yeah. So this happened just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was one that I saw, and my first thought was like, okay, there's like no truth to this. And then I like clicked on it and was like,
Turns out there is.
I'll let you talk. Yeah.
A former Miss Switzerland finalist was strangled and savagely dismembered by her husband, who then, quote unquote, pureed her remains in a blender, Swiss officials revealed. So her name is Christina Joksimovic, age 38. She was found slain in her home in February near Binningen, near the city of Basel in Switzerland.
What kind of fucking intense ass industrial blender can like blend human bones?
I think
Are you
we'll
like,
get to
in the market
some of the
for
details.
it, or for one?
I mean, I don't need, I have a Smoothie Ninja and a KitchenAid like type blender. I have never put
KitchenAid,
any
I would
kind of bones in it.
like a
I have
Vitamix.
no desire to.
Yeah, I don't know about the let's just see where this goes. Her 41-year-old husband, who was only referred to as Thomas in local media reports, was taken into custody but had appealed for his release, which was rejected on Wednesday by the country's federal court in Lausanne.
Not Thomas the bisexual goose. This is a different Thomas, everybody.
I was picturing
Different
the same one.
Thomas.
Thank you for that.
Different
Okay.
Thomas.
You can picture him as the goose, but he's
Never.
not a goose. He definitely has opposable thumbs, and I
And
don't
he's an
think he's
awful
blind.
human man.
Yeah, I wish he was a bisexual blind goose.
Mm-hmm.
So he had confessed to the killing. The ruling, which brought horrific new details about the murder to light, said the ongoing investigation had revealed concrete indications of a mental illness in the case. No shit.
Mm-hmm.
So Christina's butchered body was discovered the night of February 13th. The model's husband and father of their 2 daughters admitted that he killed her in March, he admitted in March that he had killed her, but said it was to protect himself after she had previously attacked him with a knife.
So this happened in the spring, and we just didn't get the news over in the States until
I think
the trial maybe started.
I think we just didn't know the details of the trial and like his appeal for release being denied, and that's when we got
and
a
then
bunch
that made
of
the story go
information.
viral.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
However, medical experts found no evidence of self-defense and identified her cause of death as strangulation.
Oh, God.
So her body was dismembered with a jigsaw, knife, and garden shears. A jigsaw, a knife, and garden shears, according to the autopsy report. Several of her body parts were then chopped up with a hand blender. A hand blender.
Like
I
a
don't know what
slap
that
chop?
means. Maybe.
Oh no. Those things don't work
Pureed.
that well.
And then dissolved in a chemical solution.
Jesus.
Holy.
Like that feels. I mean, like that feels so planned out.
So many
and,
intentional
like,
steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Very intentional. So he was arrested the day after her body was found, initially telling investigators the month prior that he had found her dead and dismembered her body in their laundry room because he was panicked.
No,
That makes no sense.
Robert
Okay.
Durst. We're not buying it.
No.
Killed them all, of course.
Thomas showed, quote, a noticeably high level of criminal energy, which I love that they use that as like concrete evidence.
The vibe was
Yeah, the
off.
The vibe was
awful.
super criminally. Also, a lack of empathy and cold-bloodedness after killing his wife and trying to cover it up, said prosecutors. Prosecutors also revealed that he had choked his wife before because, as we all know, strangulation, it escalates and it's not a joke, and get the fuck out of there. A former partner also alleged he once grabbed the beauty queen by the neck and slammed her head into a wall.
Oh, God.
Christina was crowned Miss Northwest Switzerland and in 2007 was a finalist for Miss Switzerland, according to 20 Minuten, which is the Swiss version of 20 minutes. I don't know.
We have 60 minutes.
60
Maybe they
minutes.
only have 20 minutes.
They
20
don't have that much
Minuten.
time. Yeah.
She later ran her own business as a catwalk coach and mentored model Dominique Rinderknecht for the Miss Universe pageant in 2013. Former Miss Switzerland Krista Rigozzi says, quote, it's terrible. I'm really shocked. And they were like friends.
I mean, and finding out that your friend has died under any circumstances is so horrifying and such an awful trauma. And then to learn the violent circumstances of your loved one's death is like that kind of shock and grief is fucking immeasurable. It's awful.
I can't imagine.
And
No,
just like
Horrific. Like
the steps that he took,
It's sick.
multiple
It's
steps,
sick.
and dismembering a whole human. It's going to take you a long time. It's going to take you a
Yeah,
lot of
the
energy. It's going to be
commitment.
really messy.
those
It's
poor
difficult.
daughters. Like the kids growing up with this, knowing like or finding out eventually, I assume. Jesus.
Yeah, they were young. there's 2 of them, but I mean, they're not babies. They'll remember her.
Jesus.
They'll know soon enough what happened. And that their fucking father did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh God, no.
So Ragosi goes on to say, I'm thinking of her 2 daughters. She was such a beautiful and kind-hearted woman. Thomas, the goose, wish he was a goose,
The goose.
was a successful entrepreneur, and their family lived in a large home with a picturesque view overlooking Basel.
I will never know what that fucking means. If you're like, what do you do? And it's like, I'm a successful entrepreneur. Okay, what the fuck do you do? What does that fucking mean?
It's like when you go to San Francisco, it's like I run a startup. I work at
You
a
mean
startup.
I'll never know what it means to become a successful entrepreneur because our business will never thrive to that level, Xandy? Is that what you're saying?
For some reason, I was honing in on the picturesque view overlooking Basel. And I'm like,
I'll never know what that is either.
I probably won't. But I thought it was like some comment about that. I forgot
I'll
about
never
the
know what that means.
successful entrepreneur bit. Yeah, it's like, what, you just don't want to get into it, so you just say that?
It's like people who are like, oh, I work in finance. What does that mean?
Yeah, I feel like that could mean so many things.
Can mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything because it means so much.
Or you just do a lot of little piecemeal things. So you just say, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, because
like,
I have
okay.
like 40 gig jobs
If
of my
you-
own little businesses.
Yeah.
If you don't have an elevator pitch about what you do, it's too complicated and I don't want to know anymore.
So
Fair.
how would you two describe yourselves? Like if you're like in an Uber and they're like, "Hey, what do you do?"
I
Like,
hate
what
that
would you say?
question. I
I
say
hate
Yeah,
it
me too.
But I
I-
just say I host a podcast.
Yeah.
same.
I usually say it depends on the vibe, but I might not do that anymore because sometimes I feel like I've never had a great like not bad interactions, but it's usually just I don't want to have this conversation.
It's also like a very millennial, quote unquote, job.
It really
And,
depends on the age of who you're talking to, I think.
Yeah.
And it's also like, I get it. There are a lot of people who feel some type of way about podcast hosts in general because we have so many successful people like fucking Joe Rogan or other just like,
my favorite.
yeah.
He listens to
Sandy's
this. He's
a
going to listen
big
to this,
Rogan,
right?
big
Because I want to get
Rogan
it on
head.
his
He's
show.
our number 1 listener, yeah.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
Like there's a reason why, especially, no offense for like, and I'm not saying you're a washed up white man, but for like washed up
don't
white
say
dude
no offense.
comedians
I know exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
start their podcasts and it's like, so there's that stigma.
There's a stigma, like
around
not
being
it's
a
not that
podcast
like
host.
serious, but yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And so it's sometimes
It's very
I'm just
easily
like,
dismissed.
yeah, I
Yeah.
own my own business. Sometimes I'll just say that, or I'll just say I'm a wedding officiant.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I've like, I don't know. I usually just answer honestly because I'm really bad at just not being like straight up. I'm like, oh, I would just tell this person, but I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't.
I should start
I don't know.
making
This is-
things up.
I want to have fun with it because I see that with like baseball players because they've been asked like, oh, what do you tell them? And there's like everyone does something different and they say some wild shit and I'm like, do you have to defend it after the fact?
I raise sea turtles.
Like how fun! But then if you say something too interesting, they're going to ask you
They're
so
gonna
many
ask
questions,
questions.
which could be fun. But if you're an anxious person like me who's constantly worried about getting caught for nothing, I don't think I can
I've
handle
just found that
Like
every
outside
time,
of the TSA line?
it.
every time I answer honestly about co-hosting a podcast, the conversation always turns into like, how is that a business? How do you make money out of that?
That's true. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'll tell you, but
Yeah.
like, this is, I always end the conversation with like, this is a fluke. Don't try to start a podcast. Like, that's my advice when people are like, I want to start a podcast. My first advice is like, honestly, don't do it. But if you're really passionate about it, go for it and don't expect to make any money from it because it's a fucking hard industry to do that in.
Yeah.
But that's always where the conversation goes.
And also, don't quit your job in the meantime.
Nope.
Yep. Well, that
Might
was,
need that job again. Let me tell you.
yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were
Our
talking
own
about
trauma?
being all three of us having a future as a successful entrepreneur.
Right. What the fuck is an
much more
entrepreneur?
stable than this awful human being.
Yeah.
That's
well,
what we were talking about. Yeah.
That's that motherfucker and his
God.
poor wife's horrifying death.
I'm curious what Do you know what his sentencing was? I know it's not in the United States, but
I don't think they've had a trial yet because
Okay.
he just appealed for a release until the trial.
Got it.
That's my impression. But I also, I would hope that due process is a lot quicker in a place like Switzerland than it is in a place like the United States.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't say anything about sentencing or him being in prison apart from his appeal for release was denied.
Okay.
So yeah, fucked up.
Developing story.
Also fucked up, but this ended, I think, on a little bit of a positive note. So this is my obit for the obituary area.
Okay.
This one was sent in by many of you, including Kristen, Ellen, and Chrissy. So thank you for everyone who wrote in with all of the obits. And here's this month's. This is a People article about the obituary, but I will be reading the obituary in its entirety within the article. It's not long. So this is the article. No one was more surprised than Christina Novak when the short online obituary she placed in the Kennebec Journal about her mom's death went viral.
I've seen this.
She told people, quote, "Let's be clear, it's a PSA and it's no joke. It was written with sarcasm and relief, but it's real. It was done in...
Didn't they pick the most unflattering photo?
I might have seen this too. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this.
It was done in 4 sentences because I refused to spend another $1 on that woman." So if you want to go to the drive and look at the picture of her,
I'm excited.
it looks like she was
good.
about to scream something, but the flash photo was taken right before she opened her mouth.
It looks like a costume.
It does.
Yeah.
That's
What?
hilarious.
A horrible photo,
I love it.
which sounds like she deserved it. Okay, so for those who have not read Florence Flo Harrelson's colorful send-off, which was published on August 30th, the death notice reads, quote, "Florence Flo Harrelson, age 65, formerly of Chelsea, died on February 22nd, 2024, without family by her side due to burnt bridges and a wake of destruction left in her path." Florence did not want an obituary or anyone, including family, to know she died. That's because even in death, she wanted those she terrorized to still be living in fear, looking over their shoulders. So this isn't so much an obituary, but more of a public service announcement.
End scene.
And
Perfect.
Flo
So
died.
brutal.
Bye.
Flo died. No one's sad. We're letting you know so you can relax now.
Wow.
Time to feel relief.
Yeah.
Ooh.
At first read, some people online thought it was a joke, a sly goodbye to someone who could take a jest, and that theory could even be supported by the personality-filled obituaries for Harrelson's mother and her brother Bill, who gained a level of fame on the TV series Maine Cabin Masters before his death last year. Sure.
Uh-oh.
A level,
I gotta watch that.
a certain
I was just
level
going to
of
say,
fame.
is this going to be my new reality TV binge now that I've blasted through The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Oh, I've started it. I haven't
I'm on the
finished
last
it. I need to-
episode.
Bro, the first 3 episodes I thought were kind of mid, but by episode 4, I was sucked in. These women are the worst. They are the worst.
Gun to my head, I
Good.
couldn't tell a single one of them apart.
They're very
except
hard
for
to
the
tell apart.
homesteader.
Whitney.
Oh, no.
Whitney
And
the
I can
homesteader.
pick out
Oh,
Whitney.
God,
I can pick out Demi, I think.
I'm
I
noticing
can-
how much I'm going to enjoy this.
And
you
I
know?
can pick out Taylor.
I can pick out
Wow.
Taylor because she
That's pretty good.
looks dead
The rest
inside.
of and the real Jen Affleck, Jennifer Affleck. I can pick her out too.
I remember that
Yeah.
bit. The whole Ben Affleck being involved.
And I love it. Her lower third is the only one that includes her last name always.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. We were. Oh, yeah. I watched it with my sister.
No
we,
one else's lower third has
That's
that.
right.
It's all just their first name. She's like, no, Jen Affleck.
It's like in what's her name in The Bachelor? Christina Mandrell. I think it was always Mandrell. They had to have Mandrell in there because she was a Mandrell. It had to be a
Listen,
thing.
Who the fuck
You
is a
gotta-
mandrell?
It's a
Howie
Her
Mandrell?
aunt was a country singer, a very famous country singer. Won CMA Performer of the Year, I think, at least once. I don't know.
rich
I
people
don't-
and
I don't
people
know
with
why I know
famous
that.
family love to use their last name.
Yeah,
I tell you.
That's, well, but if you don't have much talent. Okay. Harrelson's mother, who had 5 sons and twin daughters, died in 2015 when she was 80. She was remembered as a good cook who was known for her ability to make delicious blueberry muffins without measuring any ingredients. Meanwhile, the 2023 obit for Harrelson's older brother, William, age 73, began with the line, "The world may not be as funny of a place for a bit as we had to say goodbye to William Forrest Davenport on April 5th. So basically, this is just saying members of her family had good obits, and hers just sucked because she was such a bad person.
It would be pretty wild if every member of this family got like the scathing, awful obituary every single time.
Obit.
The same niece wrote all of them.
And it turns out they all hate her, like she's the problem. But yeah, in this case, it doesn't sound like that.
We had another one sent to us or posted for us on Reddit. Maybe I know I sent it to you, Lucy, about where like a daughter used her mom's obituary to expose her for like all of the abuse that they suffered. And I'm like, this is some powerful fucking shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, how we grieve is not for the dead, it's for the living. And if you have to process through those emotions by like finally literally publishing your truth
That's
to keep
fine.
everybody from deifying shitty people in death, like go the fuck off. I fully support it.
Mm-hmm.
So Novak says the obituary for her uncle, who lived about 5 minutes away from her and was, quote, very nice. She alleges that after her uncle's death, her mother raided his home on at least 2 occasions. So just rifling through, taking shit.
That's fucked up.
According to Novak, her mother, the mother who was dead, the bad one, Flo, a former Maine State Prison corrections officer, died months
explains so
before
much.
anyone in the family noticed. Months.
What? That sucks.
So she said she hadn't spoken to her mom in a decade, and she only discovered what had happened after a discussion with a friend about how things were, quote, too quiet lately. So she Googled her
like,
mother's...
was she dead in her house and wasn't found?
No. She Googled her mother's name, and a death notice from a crematorium popped up.
Okay. So people knew.
Someone knew
it,
she wasn't mummified
it
in
was
her
reported
house.
that she was dead. Yeah, the
But
family
none
just
of-
didn't know.
Yeah.
The estranged family didn't know.
She said, quote, I messaged my aunt, her identical twin sister, so Flo's identical twin sister, and I said, did mom die? And she's like, I don't know. Her twin didn't know she
Wow.
was dead. After some digging, I discovered it was her. Growing up, Novak said her mom, quote, took sport in ruining every birthday and Christmas and played
Great.
cruel pranks on her when she was little, involving 3-foot-tall dolls that she'd move around the house.
You fucking had
you
me.
got me so good there.
I fucking believed you.
I
you bitch.
was
My
Okay.
God.
like the universe just made sense for a moment. Like everything clicked. My
Everything
whole brain
clicked
was, and then it just shattered. It's like,
Such a small world.
Wow.
that blew my mind for a very brief moment.
Okay, I'm sorry to bring us back to reality, cruel reality. But so she's playing pranks on her when she was little, like allegedly taking her to the top of a bridge and having her and her partner grab Novak's legs and arms and act like they were going to throw her into the water below.
That's worse than the doll.
Jesus.
That is some
That
fucked up shit.
is.
She said, quote, I still can't drive over a bridge without getting an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Your mother. Like,
The
what?
trauma. That's abuse. This is fucked up.
Ah.
So she had no problem jotting down her true feelings, only restricted by the reported $1.25 per word price tag.
That's
In fact,
real. Because
Expensive.
Lucy, remember when Burke, my dog Burke, died?
Yeah.
And I was asking you to help me with an obituary, and then I went to place it, and I was like, never mind, it's too expensive.
It's
It was going
really
to cost me like
expensive.
$300 to have
Yeah.
posted that.
Jeez.
And we
I didn't
tightened it up.
know.
It wasn't very long.
We tightened it up. We shelled out money for my grandma's obit because it was just too good, but like I wasn't going to do that for my dog. I'm sorry. I couldn't afford it. Couldn't do
Yeah.
it.
I wouldn't do
Well.
it for my grandpa. So,
Fair enough.
jeez.
Yeah. In fact, she says, it felt cathartic to write it out. It was like, hold my beer while she wrote her obit.
I love that.
I love this.
Before she turned in her 4 sentences, Novak said she ran it past her aunt to get her approval. She did not hear back for more than 24 hours. And when she did, she says her aunt, keep in mind, her dead mother's twin sister, only took note of a typo.
Yeah, this looks great. Just you're using the wrong there. So I fixed that up for you. Run, send a print.
The typo specifically was, she pointed out, it's destruction, not distraction.
Perfect.
So it's like, hey, this will hit so much harder if you get this typo out of the way.
Let's make sure we get this right. We got to get it
Wow.
right for her obit.
However, it was supposed to be something only seen by her small Maine community and her relatives, whom she describes as, quote, very private people. Instead, her words suddenly became a widespread topic of discussion by people who didn't really know what they were looking at. She says, quote, some people are like, what? Why even say anything? She's dead, Novak says. But as she points out, sometimes it's only when a person is no longer alive that, quote, somebody finally has the power to say something.
Yup.
Besides that, she said, I think my Uncle Bill would have gotten a chuckle out of it.
Oh.
So, like, well, this woman
Good
sounds
for
like
her.
a fucking menace.
I mean, she sounds like a real piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that she could get something out of it, though, out of like some sort of healing or out of posting something like that. Gosh.
Yes, and death does not suddenly make
Make you a
every
hero.
human being
I hate that
perfect.
shit.
Yeah.
Man, when people get annoyed when certain people die, especially famous people who did like awful things, and you're just like, oh, well, they're dead, so let's be a little nicer. It's like, well,
Michael Jackson.
maybe we can learn from this and talk about it.
If they didn't, I don't know, if people don't earn respect and, you know, love in life, then why does everyone fucking rush to give it to them in death?
Yeah.
That's never really made that much sense to me. So I like seeing this kind of shit.
Me too.
It's like, no, this is real shit. This woman was fucked up by her mother.
Yep.
I'm not going to fucking spend a bunch of money to glorify this asshole just
Yeah.
because she died and no one even fucking knew about it because her whole family hates her
Like-
for how awful she is.
Yeah.
Like
Bye.
clearly people's lives improved with her not being around anymore. So
Yeah.
just
Congratulations.
call it what it is.
Her
yeah.
twin fucking sister didn't know she had died.
And
And it's alluded that was intentional so she could keep lording over people.
yeah. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's
That's-
scary. Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So bye, Flo. Hope you
Bye,
like
Flo.
your new profile pic.
The only picture I will ever see of Flo is that,
Yeah.
is that
Oh,
picture.
God.
That's the
Yeah.
only one that
And that-
exists now.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
Well done.
Thanks. Thanks. Thank you, Xandy, for
was
coming
great.
onto our show. Will you please,
Oh, thank you for having me.
tell the people where they can find you?
Oh, sure. You can find me anywhere on the internet.
Under a bridge.
I don't
At a
know. I'm
bus
on Instagram,
station.
I guess. I haven't posted in a while. I'm taking a little break, but I'll be back at Xandy Schiefer. I also stream, but it's been a little bit. But I'm taking a break. I'll be back. Man, I'm just here for fun. But Xandy with an X, XANDY SCHIE. So she FER. She.
And
me.
are you,
One F.
I know that you and Christine with Beach Too Sandy have done
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of live shows
Yeah.
this past year. Do you have any live events coming up that you want
Nope.
us to know about? Or
Nope,
All right.
it's all done. It's great. We had a great tour though, and it was so much fun. And
Got
we
a
had
lot of good
blast.
shit on TikTok
Yeah.
right now. A lot of good
Oh
funny
yeah.
clips.
Oh yeah, go to Beach Too Sandy TikTok. That's where the exciting
Yeah.
stuff is. Just Beach
Yeah.
Too Sandy anything. Google Beach Too Sandy. Dive into a world of ridiculous reviews. We have lots of fun.
that show is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I
we
love
have
it.
fun with it. So we're feel very fortunate that I can tell Uber drivers that I host a podcast for a living.
There you
Even if
go.
I'm not going to do that anymore. We'll see. Oh man, but this
Well,
was
yes.
so fun.
Thank you again so much for coming. And we will see you all with another guest next month on Gossip at the Corpse Cart.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Gossip at the Corpse Cart, presented by Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Danielle Sylvan. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Our production manager is Andrea Gardner. For photos and sources, check out our blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can follow us on all the socials at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have funny headlines, coven confessions, or obituaries to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support and get access to all sorts of wine-fueled bonus content, visit our Patreon page. Cheers! This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Fiscally responsible financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds.
Visit progressive.com to see if you could save.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Okay, it's official. We are very much in the final sprint to Election Day. And face it, between debates, polling releases, even court appearances, it can feel exhausting, even impossible to keep up with. I'm Brad Milkey. I'm the host of Start Here, the daily podcast from ABC News. And every morning, my team and I get you caught up on the day's news in a quick, straightforward way that's easy to understand, with just enough context so you can listen, get it, and go on with your day. So, kickstart your morning. Start smart with Start Here and ABC News, because staying informed shouldn't feel overwhelming.